They don't owe me a commission. So I let them know if they procure the buyer, they don't owe me absolutely anything.
As a successful real estate agent, you don't need anybody.
This is like a dream job for me. Not just being able to help other people. Everyone always told me no, but now it's made me a better person. So
sorry to get emotional on you. I'm always a crier, always. So I would say communication, just be on the same page. Hi everyone, I'm here with Vivian. She is a Dallas-Fort Worth real estate agent. She's in the top 500 in the area. We're so excited that she's now an elite builders lady doing some amazing things. So thank you so much, Vivian, for being here. I'm so excited to get into it with you.
Thank you so much for having me and including me.
Awesome. Well, before I get started, Aaron, who's my husband, is coaching you, and he told me that you were with 8 other companies before you actually joined EXP and Elite Builders. So I wanted to pick your mind a little bit about why you chose to come with us and, what made it different.
I think it was actually more than 8. I've been in real estate for 8 years. So I have been probably through all the real estate companies at this point. I joined you guys because a friend introduced me to it. And she said, they're doing everything that you've always wanted to do, get on a call with Aaron. And I did. The reason why I joined is I saw the success that everyone was having over there. And when I got on the call with Aaron, I was like, yeah, this is where I need to be. This is what's going to make sense for my business and my family right now.
So when you say that we're doing all the things that you wanted to do, what does that mean?
They were, yeah. So for example, Aaron was talking about the changes that were happening like back in April. And my brokerage was talking about it, but they weren't coaching us. They weren't training us. They said they were working on training and we were supposed to have something by June, they said. But I was already listening to Aaron on how to handle that. So that was one of the biggest reasons. And then also I've been in real estate for 8 years, but I've never had to, most of my business came from Sphere. So being able to hunt for your own business, and not only that, take appointments over the phone and then go. And I know I'm competing with other agents, which that's never been the case for me because it's always been Sphere. But being able to compete with other agents, because I know they're interviewing other agents, and then take the listing as something that no one in any of the brokerages that I have ever been in taught me.
Yeah. And you have actually chosen one of the most difficult avenues to go, which is calling for sale by owners. So talk about that. Why did you choose for sale by owners as your main source of business? And what are some of the challenges with that?
So it was a full circle moment. I used to be a for sale by owner. That's how I got my real estate license. One of the agents that I was showing, she's like, why don't you get everyone that called me, I got a million calls. I know what it was like. They would say, why don't you get your real estate license? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So that's how I got my real estate license. When I got my license, the intention was to work with every for sale by owner. Cause in my mind, I was like, we go together. Like, I know what you're thinking. Like, I got you, but they didn't want to work with me. That wasn't the case. So it took 8 years, and now that's the majority of the people that I'm helping right now.
So what are some of the techniques that you use to kind of convert them at a higher level than the average agent who just wants to stay away from them?
Yeah, so the feedback that I've been getting from most of them, even the listings that I don't take, they just say your approach is different than the rest because everyone is just pushy. They just want to list it. My presentation, they say, is amazing. And I think, I don't push them. I just offer them to help them. And then I allow them to continue for sale by owner, because at the end of the day, I feel like if I did not bring them a buyer, they don't owe me a commission. So I let them know if they procure the buyer, they don't owe me absolutely anything. So we work as a team.
Yeah. It sounds like you add value and you kind of work with them because you know how they think because you were one at one point.
Yes.
Awesome. So you are a mother, and I know that sometimes it's really difficult balancing, the work life and the home life. How do you do such a good job at that?
I do. I structured my morning. So I read Miracle Morning. So it starts in the morning. It's the best time of the day for me is the morning and knowing what I'm going to do so that my kids are taken care of. And then I have help too. It's true what they say. It takes a village. I have a lot of help. I have my parents who are here to help me. And everyone kind of has a role. Everyone knows what they're doing and they know my business. So they even help me in my business. They want to be realtors. So it just takes a village and just schedule and communication with everyone.
I'm glad you say that because I think a lot of women just assume that, as a successful real estate agent, you just do everything on your own, You don't need anybody, but I'm glad that you say that you do need a lot of help because I also needed help in order to do both. I don't see how it's possible any other way.
Yeah, not at all. Especially they have so many activities like practice and games and now they're teenagers and they're dating and they want to go places and I want to be the mom to drive them everywhere. I want to be there. So that's the reason why this is like a dream job for me. And everyone that I meet or come across, I ask them. I literally just asked someone in the parking lot right now. I said, have you thought about getting your real estate license? And it's just been a dream job for me. So I just love sharing with everyone how it's helped me.
Well, it comes off it comes off that you're very passionate about what you do. And that's probably a reason why you're so good at attracting people. So talk a little bit about how joining the Elite Builders and EXP has changed your business and your life.
Yeah, it's changed my business. It's changed my confidence. Like I said, being able to go on listing appointments and really just help the sellers solve their problems without being attached to the end result. It's changed everything for me. The way I did business before and the way I did business now is completely different. The skills that everyone in our upline teaches us, how to coordinate the business, like once you get the business, after the business, during the transaction, even after closing.
So it sounds like you have, systems in place now that maybe you didn't have before. Systems and scripts, like what to say, how to say it.
And scripts, yeah. And the support, the accountability, the challenges that you guys present us with, all of it.
So talk about some challenges that you've had working in real estate or just in general and how that has shaped you.
Well, since my husband passed, I learned that the impact you make on others is how you're remembered and the mark that you leave on this world. So being able to help other people, not just like my clients in building wealth, but also being able to help other people and being able to share, like Erin says, share your secrets. Like don't gatekeep anything. I think some of the challenges that I've had was especially starting at the beginning of my career, not really knowing what I was doing. I would go to other realtors' profiles to figure out how the steps to buy a house because I didn't know the steps. I didn't know how I was going to teach my clients in real estate school. They don't teach you what you actually need to do. So that was a big challenge for me, was just learning what I need to know. And my brokerage is not providing the training that I needed. And I think that was one of the biggest challenges. So I would go to realtors and ask if I could do open houses for them. I would ask them if I could sit in home buyer seminars, and everyone always told me no. I never got to sit in anyone's home buyer seminar. So I ended up doing it by myself, but it took me 7 years to do it by myself. So I do them online. I do them every month, but that was the biggest challenge, was just not knowing what I was supposed to do, how I was supposed to do it, and people not wanting to help me. Like they literally told me there wasn't any more room for realtors.
Which is so untrue.
Exactly. Because there's enough for everyone.
Yeah. There's millions and millions of dollars of real estate sold, every day. So that's ridiculous.
So that's the challenge that I run into, is people don't have the abundance mindset. They just think so small, and it's like very competitive. Yeah. And so I strive to be the person that I wanted to have when I got my real estate license. So especially if I see new agents, I always tell them I'm in your corner. If you have any questions, like send me a DM, like call me or text me.
That's awesome and so valuable. But it sounds like at the beginning of your career, you were really willing to do whatever it took. Like even if you had to start from the bottom and figure it out, that's why you're at the place where you are today.
Yeah. So I learned everything by experience.
Yeah, but that's the best way to learn.
Yeah, that was the best way to learn for sure. And now I have my daughter. She's 16. She has a friend that is turning 18. He'll be 18 going into his senior year. And it's just so funny how they reach out and ask me. So I love that they know that I'm open and available and willing to help. They asked if I could help them get their real estate license.
That's so cool. And you can actually walk them through the whole process of and actually teach them what's important, not what's on the test.
Exactly. And he's already telling my daughter, we're going to be a team. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And just seeing them motivated and inspired just makes my heart happy.
That's awesome. So I want to ask for a little bit of chisme and ask you what it's like coaching with Erin and what have you, gotten out of it?
Yeah. So Erin really just makes me feel like there's nothing I can't do. Awesome. And he really just asks me questions. It's all about self-discovery, finding out where I need help. And then he always knows what to say, when to say, and then teaches me what to say, when to say.
Those questions are tricky. Sometimes he gets you to say things that you were like, I didn't think I was going to get there.
Yeah. So just having him knowing that if I'm ever stuck, I can reach out to him and he's going to help me out. He's going to help me through it. And then like the Bible study in the morning, the challenges, the way that you guys pour into us day in and day out, like I've never seen it in any brokerage.
Yeah, we're making it up as we go along and basically doing things that we're excited about. And I hope that it comes across that like you come across super passionate. That's how we want to come across. Like we're doing so much we're passionate about.
Y'all are doing amazing. Keep it up.
Thank you. So what do you see your future like? Like, what are your goals? Where do you want to go from here?
I want to continue impacting others. I learned the hard way that what you do for people is how you're remembered. And sitting at my husband's funeral and looking around and seeing it packed, every chair filled, the back was filled, the sides were filled, everyone sharing their stories about him, and they all captured his spirit so perfectly. All the good things that he did, I said, that's how I want to be remembered. So ever since then, that's what I strive to do, is just make an impact on other people.
So what is his legacy? Like, how did he help people and impact people? And how are you going to continue that on?
Gustavo was the type of person, he didn't have an enemy. Even if there was someone that didn't like him, he would give his shirt off of his back for anyone. He would pull over on the side of the freeway, and that would make me mad because my dad would always tell us, don't pull over on the side of the freeway. Drive your car until the wheels fall off, but don't pull over on the side of the freeway because that's where accidents happen. Well, he didn't care. He would pull over on the side of the freeway. He would help everyone. He would love on everyone. He would cook for everyone. Like, he would put his grill in the back of his truck and go to his old jobs and just grill a steak for them outside. So all the stories that everyone shared about him were like feel-good stories, how he helped them in some way, something good that he did. And the way that he expressed his love is something that the way I want to be more open in my relationships, because I wasn't that way before. And so that was one of my regrets with him. But now it's made me a better person. So
it sounds like we could all learn a lot from him.
Yeah,
because we could all be a little bit more giving and not care about, what we should do and what we shouldn't do, but be more focused on like, how can I impact someone? How can I help someone today?
Yeah. So, and he never worried about what anyone said about him.
That's awesome. I saw the tribute that you did on Instagram and it was really beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. Today, 20 years.
I was like, Erin, well, I guess he didn't know, but I was like, we scheduled a podcast on this day. I feel so bad.
That was my bad. I didn't know either.
Well, like I said, it was very beautiful, very touching. I mean, I know that it seems like it was obviously short-lived. Of course, you wanted him to be here longer, but that love that you guys shared is so special and one of a kind. I'm going to cry.
Yeah. Yeah, I am grateful to have experienced a love like that most people don't get to in their lives. They say God takes the good ones young, and I believe that he did a lot in his short life. And
sorry to get emotional on you. I'm always a crier, always. So.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was waiting for you to get on. I was like, okay, maybe it's not. Maybe we can wait another hour. Let me get myself together.
It's fine.
That's me all the time. So I just push through because I know that we don't have a choice. Like we just keep going one day at a time, one breath at a time. We keep going.
Yeah. Especially because you have kids and, they're looking to you. So you're super strong and a super badass. And I'm super inspired by you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
So now that I'm all teary, I want to, before we wrap it up, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I do actually. I always wanted Gustavo to get his real estate license, and it's funny. I have his journal. He locked himself in the room one day. He started writing it out. Like, how do you and Aaron maintain this relationship? Because y'all make it look so easy, but I know that I would think about it, and he started making calls with me and just having him all day. Like, he was very lovey-dovey. So it was like touchy all day. And then it's like, we get distracted, we fight, we argue, all the things. So how do you guys do it?
That's funny because we started in the same room at the beginning, and I also did sales calls for one point, and he wasn't lovey-dovey. He was just trying to coach me the whole time. And I got super annoyed with him, like, leave me alone. I don't want you to coach me. So rule number 1 is do not work in the same room. Preferably not even the same building, but yeah. We work separately, and also we have completely different roles. So we allow each other to kind of put a big boundary, like, this is my role. Go away now. That's your role. We kind of keep each other in our own roles. And I would also say this took us a really long time to learn, but to really talk about our goals together. Sometimes Aaron would set these huge goals for business that I wasn't really on board with, when the kids were young. So he would be literally dragging me behind him. And I was kind of just maybe giving 90% to the family and 10% to the business. And he was giving 10% to the family and 90% of the business. But when that happens, we're not really in the same boat, rowing in the same direction. We're kind of rowing in opposite directions. Mm-hmm. So it took us a really long time to realize, like, we need to have the same goals and understand, even if I have to make sacrifices on the family and he has to make sacrifices on the business, we have to both be on board and understand that so we could really move forward a lot quicker.
I love that. And like he says, wealth is time, not money.
Yes. But that took a long time for us to realize, or for him to realize more than me. Because I was always like, I want to see you more. I want to spend more time with you. Like, you're missing out on this. You're missing out on that. And he was always like, no, we got to do 200 deals. We got to do 200 deals. We got to do 200 deals. And I was like, I don't care about 200 deals. It doesn't mean anything to me. What means something to me is time, is quality time. At the same time, I'm glad now, looking back, that we did make those sacrifices, because now when the kids are older, we do have a lot more time because we spent so much time, making money, investing that money, and, really being focused on that. So it's a very fine line. And I don't want to say that we've ever been perfect. Even now, we're still trying to figure it out. But I would say communication, just be on the same page. Like, look, we're going to have to work super hard these next 3 years because this is what I want to save and this is what I want to do. But then after that, we're going to do this, kind of like a balance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. And I appreciate you sharing that. We were kind of the opposite. I would tell Gus, if I don't have clients, like, y'all aren't going to see me until 9 p.m. Because he could cook better than me. He could clean better than me. He'd put the babies to sleep better than me. So I was like, y'all don't need me. They're riding scooters. They're watching movies. They're doing all the things. So I said, when you come home, if I don't have clients, you're not going to see me until 9 because I'm going to be making calls looking for clients. So I wouldn't come home until 9, and they would FaceTime me, and my meal, my dessert. He did all the things. So they're like, come home, come eat with us, come watch a movie. And I would get mad. I would say, you want me to say no to money? I was like, what do you mean? And it would make me so mad. And I think like a month before he passed is when I actually came home and I said, you're right. I'm coming home. I brought all my stuff home and I got to spend that time with them.
That's
Family
awesome.
time is priceless. Yeah. No amount of money that I made during that time can replace the time that he was here, everything that I missed.
So what made you realize in that moment that, you wanted to spend more time?
That they kept calling me. They were FaceTiming me and they come watch this movie. He's like, what are you doing, Viv? Like, come home. And I said, you're right. What am I doing? Why am I doing this for?
I mean, you're still doing it for them.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm sure at least Gustavo realized that. Maybe the kids didn't really understand that if they were younger, but I'm sure that he realized that. And I also realized that with Aaron. I'm like, he's doing this for us, to make our lives better. At the same time, like I said, there's a very fine line of balance. Trying to get that right is, it's not
yeah,
easy.
I thought I was the wise one, but apparently he was. And now I'm learning that I should have stayed more home. I should have had more structure. I still could have done all the things. If I had systems and processes and structure, I still could have been home. I still could have done all the things, but that's part of life, learning.
We're all learning. And I feel like we have to mess it up to really learn it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we're never really going to learn it. So that's how it was supposed to be. You were supposed to do it that way.
Yeah, 100%.
So any other questions before we wrap it up?
Let me see. Last question. What do you guys do for fun?
For fun, well, let me think. I mean, we're very simple people, okay? We love to be at home, cook a really nice dinner, watch a movie, like
That's
family
the best.
stuff.
That's
Go
the best.
to the pool, relax. I like to do yoga, and Aaron likes to play pickleball with all the old people. Kind of boring, but yeah, that's it. I just love spending time with family. I have a lot of family that lives close by, like my sister, Gabriella, which
Yes.
our kids are kind of around the same age. Aaron's sister lives close by. My parents live close by. My brother, whose name is also Gustavo, lives close by. So yeah, that's it.
I feel that. I think
How
that's
about you?
Yeah, the same.
Okay, awesome. Well, I can't wait to see you.
I can't wait to see you.